Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for February 16th. We're looking at the US Japanese yen pair first. This pair moved higher, broke above previous session's high, but did close lower overall for the session. Look for it to potentially go as high as 84.33, possibly as low as 83.10. Look for some resistance around 84.00 and look for some support around 83.33. Okay, switching over to the Euro-USD pair. This pair surged to the upside, moved higher. We've seen it retrace a couple of times before. Look for it to potentially continue its move to the downside, possibly going as high as 137.07, possibly as low as 133.81. Look for some resistance around 136.15 or 18 rather, and look for some support around 135.00. Alright, let's take a look at the pound US dollar pair. This pair continues to move sideways, did break the previous session's high and low, very large range, did close down overall, still moving sideways, potentially going up to 162.62, possibly as low as 159.11. Look for some resistance around 161.84 and look for some support around 159.58. Now the US Swiss, this pair surged to the downside today. Moved lower, closed lower. We are looking for it to potentially go as high on a reversal up to 0.9796, possibly down to 0.9441. Look for some resistance around 0.9646 and look for some support around 0.9550. Now, as far as news announcements go, we have the U.S. releasing their CPI report for January at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on this is that it's moved higher from 1.5% to 1.6%. Now, as far as what I'm looking at during this next session, if you take a look at the U.S. Swiss, we talked about this the other day. Put your Fibonacci retracement on and then your Fibonacci fan, and you look for a breakthrough. Look through a break from here down, or in this case from this point to this point. This would have yielded about 19 pips. Now the fact that this pair has pulled back, if you take a look at where it's pulled back to, from a retracement standpoint, it's pretty much pegged the 50% retracement and then bounced back up close to the 38.2. If it comes back up, creating a 1, 2, 3 pattern, you could look to go long at 23.6% retracement, look for a buy, look to exit here and put your stop loss right below. Just from a risk to reward standpoint, you can take a look at what this looks like. You got about 103 pips that direction and about 68 to the downside. So from a risk to reward standpoint, it's definitely a good bet. You do need to be concerned with this area. However, we have a strong area of resistance that has occurred previously. So be aware of that. If it goes up to that point, you definitely would want to move to break even or trail the stop up from there. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.